We OG, we OG. Oh no, G. You're not bullish enough. Yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got D or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to Olo. Yeah. Experts on reload. Yeah, yeah. You're not bullish enough. Yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got D or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to Olo. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock. Ayy. Runes is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro. Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, like it in the steel. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nookies on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me. Bitcoin's alive, what you gon' do? Mempool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. It's a revolution, ayy. Bitcoin is the one, no substitution, ayy. With Shizzy and Yagobi, it's Ordinal Revolution.
Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin Ordinal ecosystem. What is up, guys? We have an amazing show for you guys today. We're live for another Ordinal hour, and it's going to be an amazing one as always, guys. We got some of the best banners that I've ever seen. And I said every day, but we got some amazing stuff to talk about. So stick with us, guys. And just remember, we do a Q&A at 12 o'clock. So the first hour is going to be news and stuff like that. So if you feel like your comments aren't getting read, we're definitely reading them. Most likely we're saving them for that 12 o'clock hour. We got to get into that. Yesterday we'd have a lot of comments, but we're not stressing the fact that we want as many questions. Guys, we will talk about anything you want to talk about. Put it in there. Ask us, what do you think about this? So we want to stress on that, guys. So definitely get in there and start putting comments in there. We want as many comments as possible. And don't forget to like the stream, please, guys. It helps us out so much when you guys like it. So thank you so much. But we got some stuff we're going to talk about today. We got CZ Binance. He's back, right? We're going to talk about him a little bit. He's out of prison. He's out of jail. So that's one thing's pretty cool. We got some BlackRock stuff as always. So you guys are going to get in your claim or an airdrop soon. And we'll tell you where you're going to get it from. BRC20 borrowing and lending. It's finally here. I'm shocked by that. We're going to get into that. Odin swap, 5 byte tickers on dot swap. Gonna get into a lot. So let's get the show started. Bringing my partner here as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's going on?
What's up, man? How you doing on this Thursday where we were literally in the wrong room?
I was like, what? I thought I was in the Matrix for a second. I was like, okay, what's going on here? You disappeared. For the audience, we were in a partnership meeting earlier today, and we didn't realize that we weren't in our live stream meeting. And so we were a couple minutes behind, but we're here. We're ready. Lot to talk about today. I don't know if we can stay within our typical hour and a half. You know, might have to go a little over, maybe not. We'll see if we can fit it all in. But it's exciting times. Yeah, man. So, how are you feeling this Thursday? You were telling me this morning that you're getting that little itch, that little bullish, that little twitch, right? Kind of coming back to you a little bit. Can you explain that a little bit? Yeah, I have a feeling that we're starting to move forward into a more bullish environment. We all kind of expected that. We've expected it every next month, but this time is different, bro. No, I'm just kidding. But, it does feel a little different. I feel like some of the things that are behind the scenes are working out in the favor of our industry. You and I are having meetings and calls with
Yeah.
projects we had no idea about that are really robust and really excited to talk about, but can't for some of them, but some of them we can. And so it's just exciting. I feel like there's this pent up demand for sure,
Yeah.
but also things are starting to, the dominoes are starting to fall, I feel like right now. Right. So
Yeah.
let's hope this momentum keeps going forward. And September is a great month. Like I said, I turn 28 this next month. So super excited about that. No, but September is my birthday month. So let's have a good birthday month for good old Yagobi here.
Yeah, man. September, we have a lot to look forward to in September. So you are right. You got to remember tomorrow is the Jackson Hole meeting, and 2021, the Jackson Hole meeting turned everything upside down. 2022 was we kind of expected that, but 2023, same thing, expected it. And but this year, 2024, what are we going to get out of it? I think we're going to see the opposite, right? I think he's going to come out and he's going to be very dovish in the sense of that, basically meaning that they're going to get interest rates down to the threes. And right now we're at 5.25. So getting us down in the threes, that's a ways to go. I mean, we're talking about almost 2 points. So you could see that in the next 6 months, right? And if he comes out and even hints at that, you could see liquidity just piling in on these risk on assets. To us, Bitcoin is not a risk on asset. It's our safest asset in our portfolio. But to TradFi, it's a risk on asset.
Yeah. Yeah, that is how they perceived it, but they are starting to change their perspectives on it more and more as these larger entities that these high-end clients have trusted for so many years are in it,
Yeah.
right? And recommending them to have some exposure to it. So this is going to be the cycle that changes the perception on how much of a high risk on asset Bitcoin is.
Yeah, 100%. But what does that do for the actual risk assets, right? So Bitcoin starts to go up. What happens to our runes, our BRC20s, or everything else that comes with that? So that's going to be exciting. But let's just try to jump into the banners here. Let's see what we got on the ticket today. Big breaking news. CZ Binance is now out of prison. Liquidity has entered the markets officially. Now, I'm curious of your opinion on CZ. I look at CZ as a hero. I'm not sure of all the bad things that he's done that people say he's done. Did he probably skew the market certain ways sometimes? Maybe. I don't know. I see him and Brian Armstrong as the two kind of crypto heroes, you'd say. What do you think about CZ?
I think CZ is a main character in this game, right? And we have to remember the game has pretty much been the wild, wild west, especially after DeFi got introduced to the game. And I think for it being the wild, wild west, he probably acted, I would say, like one of the top, moral type of characters in this game. Obviously, there was stuff
Yeah.
that was happening behind scenes that we don't know about, but I'm sure like many people were, acting the same way, similarly
Yeah.
with that. But I think it's always good whenever he's back into the space because he has a presence here, right? So the interesting thing is, what is he going to be allowed to do once he's
Yeah.
back, right? I know there was some sort of arrangement, kind of like, hey, just go disappear type of situation. Now with things changing in terms of politics in the back end, possibly, this could be a very crypto Bitcoin friendly administration that comes in for the next 4 years. That could change. So like I said, it's always a good time to have CZ back. He jokes a lot. A lot of people realize he's brilliant. He's smart. So it's always good to see him whenever he's back. So.
Yeah, and I would love to see Brian Armstrong, CZ, and some other figureheads around the space be a part of that committee that kind of runs crypto for the people who enter the White House going in November, right? So I think it would be stupid not for them to reach out to him and get him on some type of committee to kind of get real regulation for crypto. And I think him, Brian Armstrong, probably some other figureheads around, Mike Novogratz and stuff, like guys like that who actually understand the space, who are heavily invested as well, because that kind of helps us as crypto investors to kind of have someone kind of having our back a little bit, right? Obviously, we need regulation here to really get us mainstream, but it would be nice if that regulation was a little friendly.
Yeah, I'm not so sure how inviting any administration would be with trying to with CZ, right, in terms of trying to help
Yeah,
with regulation. He's not a citizen here. I think he's a Canadian citizen, so it would have to be a monumental kind of move for him to do something like Elon Musk did, right, to where he moved
yeah.
here, he wasn't a citizen initially, and all that stuff, and then like he's built out a brand here in the U.S. So that's something that I think CZ would have to do to actually be on that board. But who knows, right? Who knows how
Yeah,
they're gonna attack it? So
I don't think so though, because you have people that are outside the country on like the oil board and stuff like that. So I don't think you have to live here to get your opinion on some regulations, and that's all I mean. I just mean like asking these guys, because I think they Trump did say that he did come out and say that he wants to put a committee together who is crypto friendly. He said that during the press conference in Nashville. So I think adding someone like CZ to Brian Armstrong to that could be pretty big for us.
yeah, we'll see how that plays out. But either way, I
100%.
think it's all
Yeah.
that this is another thing, that's like what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Momentum, dominoes
Yep.
falling.
Yep. Yeah, man. Our daily news on BlackRock. BlackRock Spot ETF had $758 million in trading volume yesterday, with $48 million of inflows, and which that basically means that out of the 758, if that's to say 385 was inflows and 320 was outflows, 45 million were actually uh, in net
So it was
positive
net
for
net net
Bitcoin.
positive. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha. I
100%.
was a little confused. I was like, "Where's he going with this?" But
No,
yeah,
no, no, no.
that
But
makes a
the
lot of
total
sense.
volume yesterday was 758 million. But the inflow was 48 million.
Yeah, man. How much are they making on fees with that? I wonder. So
I think it's less. I think BlackRock's one of the lowest. I think it's like
lowest,
point
yeah.
zero zero 0.001. I think Grayscale is one of the highest, over 1%. So
Yeah, well, and also that's probably why they're trying to build up this momentum of being the largest volume trading for Bitcoin ETF, right? They
yeah,
realize that, hey, look, we're sacrificing the fee rate for numbers and let's do what we do. And they're probably, the best suited to be able to accomplish this. So I think these numbers are just going to get bigger and bigger as we head higher and higher into the bull run.
100%. This is something I saw that kind of got me. This is pretty cool. And El Salvador, the country that I will be living in one day, to provide Bitcoin instruction and certification to 80,000 civil servants. So civil servants are, what police officers, mailmen, right? All this stuff. So they're
Government
basically
workers.
government workers. Exactly. They're giving basically certifications to do things in Bitcoin to these people, which I think is pretty big. El Salvador just seems to be a step ahead of everyone else.
Yeah, I mean they took that leap, right? And Bukele is just he's all in. He's pushed his chips all in.
Yeah.
And when you do that, you have to be able to educate the infrastructure of your government, right? And that's what he's doing right now. This is big. This is huge. I'm curious to see where this places El Salvador in the next 5-10 years, right? He's
Yeah.
already done huge things for that country in terms of cleaning it up. Now he's really trying to get the everyday citizen of El Salvador educated from a monetary perspective regarding Bitcoin. So I think
Yeah.
this is huge what he's doing for his country.
I agree. I 100% agree. All right, all right. Let's kind of get into some Bitcoin fear and greed games. So yesterday it was a 26. Last week was a 29. Where do you think we are in that scale? We did have upwards momentum last night up until about 8 o'clock. So I'll give you that hint. Where do you think we are on the scale?
What was it the day before?
26.
26, and we're at 66. I would say probably like 33.
We're sitting at a 39, so really close by you. So definitely, you're definitely in the right direction, 100%. So, what do you think if it closed up right now? Where would you say this is going at 8 p.m. tonight?
At 8 p.m. tonight.
Do you think it comes back down?
It's really hard to tell, man.
Yeah.
For the rest of the day, especially this fear and greed meters is really just not my favorite thing. But I would say maybe a couple points down.
Yeah.
A couple points down. So maybe that'll give you a little forecast of what I'm thinking for the price action here.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, speaking of that, let's kind of get into that. Brought to you guys by BitPerp. BitPerp is going to be one of the, in my opinion, top perp decks in Bitcoin. They will be on a layer 2, the Spider Chain, right? So I'm excited for that. BitPerp is going to be amazing. Why? Because you're going to be able to do 150x on Mr. Yen. He just loves his son. I believe in him. That's why I'm willing to go 150x on it. But it's going to be one of the few places where you're able to do that type of stuff, and they're going to be fun. They're going to be degen. These guys are one of us, right? So to go check out BitPerp. They're not out yet. The testnet will be going live soon, and when it is, we will be doing videos on that and stuff like that. So, guys, just keep in mind BitPerp. Just have this in the back of your head because this is something that you're going to want to earn points on. This is potentially, something that you're going to want to do because he's got a feeling, right? So definitely check out that. But let's get into it.
All right, let's do that, guys. And as Shizzy said, please smash that like for us. It helps us a ton with the algorithm on YouTube. And then subscribe if you're not subscribed, and turn your notifications on so you know when we go live, guys. And then on the X side, please share the space for us, and so we can onboard as many people into the Bitcoin ecosystem as possible. All right, so let's get into the hour chart here. So the hour chart is looking pretty healthy, to be honest. You can see this double top kind of forming here, but a really cool thing that happened yesterday, I was nervous because of the jobs report, but you can see that ascending triangle actually did end up playing out here. You can see that we got that ascending triangle that was, I said, hey, look, I'm staying away, which I did. But, when you have almost 1 million jobs that weren't reported, right, that were actually lost, I was just too nervous, right? But it ended up playing out. The ascending triangle did play out here, and it did pop here. So this is, and just to let people know, so ascending triangles, obviously, whenever the pattern is going up versus whenever the past couple of weeks it's been more descending, where the triangle looks like this, and it only pops up out of this a reversal about 20-30% of the time. It's definitely more successful whenever it is ascending, and that's what happened yesterday, right? So we got all the way from 59.8 to, let's see right here, it wicked all the way to 61,500. So that's really, really big. And then what happened was it looked like a bull flag started to form, and it did pop back up, but not really strong. And that's where I'm at right now with this double top, right? So I see a double top pattern here forming, right? And what I'm seeing on the MACD is some sell pressure building up here. So I do see a little bit of correction from the price popping from second half of yesterday and late last night. But nothing huge. I don't see any huge reasons to. I don't think there's anything big on the news docket. When does Powell speak?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay, so yeah, maybe a little bit of correction today. Maybe down to 60,000 is what I'm possibly thinking. It's going to be chopped though. I don't see any drastic moves. Still probably going to stay away from any type of trading for myself. But you guys do you. You can see we, bounced up here in the overbought a couple of times. So we did hang out up there a little bit longer, definitely longer than we did in the oversold. We came down here and popped back up. And then now it looks like we are actually officially heading into oversold for the first time in a while. I like I said, chop with a little bit of downtrend, low 60K, kind of around that range. Nothing crazy for the next couple days, but we'll check here on the 8-hour chart. That gives us more of a weekly type of perspective, which is a little bit more bullish in my opinion, right? So it kind of aligns with my kind of intuition that I've been feeling here, and that is, you can see there's just like this buy pressure that's starting to build up on the 8-hour. So for you guys that don't know, the 8-hour will give you about a week forecast, right? So this is something that I think the momentum can continue up here. We actually haven't really reached overbought yet on the 8-hour. I mean, yes, it looks like we barely reached that 80-point mark on the stochastic RSI, but didn't really get aggressively up there, right? And so I do think we do cross over this time. We hang out here a bit. So finishing off the, end of August, pretty bullish in my opinion, maybe like, 62, 63, 64,000. This is all speculative, obviously, just kind of throwing darts in the dark with that price point. But what I will say is I'm pretty confident that we will see a chop to the upside to finish out this month. So that's what I'm seeing for the 8-hour and the 1-hour chart. I don't really see any divergence or anything in terms of bullish or bearish on either chart right now.
Yeah. And I'm feeling tomorrow. I'm actually thinking of taking a long going into Jackson Hole thing. I think he's gonna be very dovish. I think Powell's gonna. I think that's really gonna set us off. I mean, it's not priced in either. A lot of times people say, "Oh, that's already priced in," and to me, I don't think that's priced in at all. I don't. I think that what is priced in is the amount of jobs that don't exist that people were saying exist, but they just don't. So that got priced in. So now potentially Powell comes out tomorrow and he says, get it. We're going to be doing rate cuts the rest of the year. Then it's on. He hasn't said that yet. He said, the data will be how we judge things, right? So, and I think the data's down. I don't see inflation really getting back into the threes this year. I mean, it could next year, but as of right now, I just don't see it. I think we're going to be in for a lot of liquidity about to enter these markets, and you guys are going to be, it's going to be face melting, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think the one thing we got to remember though is that we haven't heard Powell's response to the data that was incorrect. Right now, there are some people that are coming out and saying, "Well, it doesn't matter anymore. That was in the past," but it does matter because our trajectory and strategy has been, based on this economic data, right? I will say this is why it's probably been good that like Powell has been hawkish in the past, is because it's stuff like this, right? Giving himself room, cushion, stuff like that, to where there isn't any like drastic knee-jerk reaction tomorrow. So, but I am interested. I want to listen to that. I want to see how he feels on those miscalculations, because that's a large miscalculation.
Yeah, and if it's the data that he goes by, I mean, potentially we should have maybe raised rates a month ago, or 2 weeks ago, whenever that meeting was. So he might come out and say, we're going to do a 0.5 to catch up, and then we're going to keep cutting. So I don't know. I'm bullish on tomorrow. I think we're going to end this month pretty close to 70.
That would be great.
Opinion.
That would
Not
be great.
Yeah,
I think that would be a little bit too optimistic for my taste right now. I'd be happy if we got to 65 to 67,000, but we shall see. Once the one thing we do know about Bitcoin is if there's strong momentum one way or the other, it just carries that over, right? So I wouldn't be shocked if we get to 67 and then pull over before the month's over. But 65, 67 is that's where I would like to see us.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, for sure. Let's get into my favorite part of the show, guys. The roll call. Let's see who's here. You guys are coming in today. The roll call is going to be fun today. I got like a bunch of pages of people's names. Wow, you guys, I said put some comments in here. You guys didn't stop. We appreciate that so much. You guys don't understand what that does to the algorithm. It really helps us get more people into the YouTube. So definitely, guys, if you don't mind, putting a million comments in there. I don't care. I'll read every single one of them. I appreciate you guys. Already seen the questions. And don't worry, I won't be reading the questions here, but at 12 o'clock, we're going to get into all your questions. So don't think that we won't. We're going to start them all. We're going to get them all set for you guys so we can just knock them all out. We're going to every single one of your questions. You guys want a price prediction on dog? I'll give it to you. Want a price prediction on anything? We'll give it to you. Guys, throw your favorite things in there today, because we are going to get into some crazy price predictions. But as of right now, we're going to get into some roll call. So first is first. We got my man Tim Baker, AOD Art, in the house. Tim, you win again, man. You might be, you might be like the 20th time now. We appreciate you, Tim. You are a winner in my eyes. Enjoy your boat today, because you're probably out there sailing around. But and then we got Mr. Hanky, the Christmas Poo. I think he always tries to get number 2, because Mr. Hanky is always there.
Well, that's a skill. That's a skill if he tries and he keeps hitting it. So good job.
Yeah, man, 100%. Webdro was right behind him. He said thumbnails, finger red number 1. Let's effing go. Yeah, and Webdro, man, he's been putting in comments, and after the video, we appreciate you, Webdro. You're kind of new here. You've been here for like a few weeks now. We appreciate you, man, every single day, running with us, and we promise we'll give you a good show today, buddy. And then we got Danny Boy D Blocks. He's a damn. He's fourth, giving us the Farouk. And then we have Mike's World here. Glass Hoppers in the building. My boy Kai Effect, always here. He said Bulls are back. Let's go. I'm feeling it, Kai. I'm feeling it, bro. Lucky Lukey is here. And we got our mod Yasher's here. He says hello. Shout out to you, my friend. Green Man is here. Ordinals Chips is in the building. Ordinals Tweets. Patty Poo, the machine himself. Shout out to Patty Poo. He's reckless, but I love him. And then we have Reziak is here. And then my guy, No, he's a GM to the D-Gens. I love that. GM to the D-Gens. Bitmap Gallery is here. Followed by my man Rick G. DWS is here. Steamy J. Sharm is in the building. Pelpa is here. Chief Axel, my man, Mr. Sheedy. He says, smash that button. Let's help spread the word. Shout out to you, Mr. Sheedy. And we got my man, Itatoshi is here. SPI every single day. Appreciate you, my friend. John's here. Shout out to John, man. Always here. Appreciate you, buddy. Mauricio is here. Zaid is here. Lackey Lukey. Let's see. John says, don't buy MotoSwap. It's a scam. I feel like we're getting more and more of that poured in here. Especially after those guys were on the Ordinal show yesterday, and I'm feeling the same way, John. I'm not gonna lie to you. Let's say he goes, Earth's flat. Yeah, sure, because Shizzy's dog didn't go to the moon. Yeah,
got him.
He will be. He will be on the moon one day. I was just starting to like you, John. Coach Cats is here, and John has when fluid airdrop. I don't hold any. Just looking for something else to moan about now that Verodium has launched. Yes, the airdrop. We talked to Raul this morning. We'll have more information on that potentially tomorrow. So check out tomorrow's show for Fluid Friday. Sogo is here, the mighty one. Then we have let's see who have I said yet? Oh, Daywood's in the building. Shout out to you, Amir. Trait is here. He says, please give your dog prediction. We'll do that in a little bit, promise. Nat Cats Shizzy, let's go. Let's see who haven't I named yet? Claudia U is here. Shout out to Claudia U. You are a amazing person. Thank you always for being here. Let's see. Glasshoppers in the building. Shizzy moved to Belize. I don't even find Belize on a map.
Man, I've always wanted to go there.
Where is it?
Look, it's in Central America.
Okay.
So it's around that same area, but just the beaches look so immaculate. Like it looks so peaceful and clean and everything. I've always wanted to go there. So maybe they become a crypto friendly country. That'd be cool.
Yeah, man. DWS is here. No Limit Dude is in the building. Let's see. Who have it? Oh, we got Hasib Anwar is here. It's a dead project. Which one, Anwar? Let us know. Not the same. Oh, here we go. We got the Buff Monks in the building. Shout out to you, my friend. Thank you for being here. Crypto Noob is here. And then Chain Watchers. I'm a bit late. No, you're just on time, Chain Watcher. You are. The party don't start till Chain Watcher walks in. So you guys are just all on time. We appreciate every single one of you guys. If I missed you, let me know I missed you, and I will definitely call you out for sure. Because there was a lot of duplicates, and I just wanted to get past them, so I don't keep saying them. So I'm making sure that I got everyone. I think I got everyone, but I appreciate all 159 of you guys, man. Dealing with on a Thursday. But you guys are just absolutely amazing, killing it with us every single day. We're gonna get you guys all caught up on all your crypto news. You ready to get into it?
Yeah, but before we do, guys, keep putting those questions in the chat. I'm starring them, so we want to get that interactive Q&A going again. That's the most fun part for us to interact with you guys. So keep putting those questions in there. I see one that Mr. Sheedy put in there. That's a good one. We'll get into that at the end.
100%. Let's go. So today's show is called Crazy Bitcoin Ecosystem Prediction. Runes, Ordinals, approaching huge moves. What does this mean to you?
Well, it means that, there's a lot of building happening, right? And we get to see that behind the scenes. And a lot of it, if it's not out, we haven't heard of it before, we're not allowed to talk about it yet, right? And so because we know, we can see kind of behind the curtain of what's being built, how many, what's being invested into this ecosystem. I think there's just all this like demand that's getting like, builders are coming. So, people won't be able to say, there's no builders in Bitcoin's ecosystem. I think that people are going to be so shocked to see once the bull run is here. Oh my God, I didn't realize this ecosystem was that big. And so I think my prediction is, I think that we will rival, maybe we probably won't catch up to Ethereum's DeFi total market cap, but I think that people will be shocked of how much we can rival it in terms of our Bitcoin ecosystem total market cap. So obviously we're not there yet, so we're not going to see how aggressive it gets, but I believe we're going to be shocked by that. So that's what I think whenever I see this title. What about you?
Yeah, 100%. I think you definitely hit it out the park on that one. I 100% agree. I just feel like we are just so underrated, underestimated, underperformed, all the unders, right? I would take under on everything right now. But we're going to be over. I truly believe that. We're going to come out the gates in the next Bitcoin upward momentum, and it's going to shock a lot of people. Will it shock us? Will it shock guys like Buff Monks? No. Like, will it shock Chain Watcher Sheedy? No. We're ready for it, right? So I just think that we're all going to make out really well this year. I feel like the next 6 to 12 months are going to be really good for you. I know a lot of you guys, man. You guys are just staring at your hands right now, like, what am I doing? But I promise you, we felt this before. We felt this last August. We felt this last September. And what happened was in November and October, my anxiety was so high, I didn't know what to sell. So I think we're gonna get that again. The assets that you've been accumulating these last 6 months are gonna be outperforming your highest expectations. I mean, I would have never told you that Bitmaps would have got to $300 in like 3 months later. I think they will, like long term. I thought that, but 3 months, no way. I think Sats would go to the moon so quickly. Did I think Honk would fly up? No, I had no expectations of any of that happening. But I think we're going to see that again.
Yeah. And if you're a permanent resident that's been here for at least, I would say 8 months, then you realize what we realized from the start, right? And that this is an innovative ecosystem and you're here early for this. Because yes, people from Solana can come in and say, hey, we had like, tokens that went to $1 billion market caps. You guys didn't. Well, we had a couple that did, but they're talking about multiple, right? And the one thing that we can say to them is, hey, look, you had a small sector of meme tokens and that was it, right? Yes, they did numbers. They did great numbers. But where we are is you have an entire ecosystem with multiple different segments that did amazing multiple different times, right? So that's the biggest difference. There's way more meat on the bone here and way more substance versus something like in Solana or Base that's just really just trying to pump meme tokens off of momentum of Bitcoin's price action, right? So that's where the difference is. That's why I believe, for me, I want to invest my time here where something is being built that's new, innovative, versus something that we've seen last cycle. Yes, you can make money if you hit these little mini lottos over there, but over here, you're actually putting time, effort, and passion into this side of things.
Yeah, 100%. And you got to remember too, is like the money goes to where the builders are, and the builders are here. I mean, you have guys like, we have Tap Tuesdays with Tap Analytics guy. They're just building a thing for Tap, right? You have people building things all over the place over here. I mean, we have 3-4 podcasts in this ordinal space that I think only Polkadot has one. I think they just have the Kusama Rain or whatever it's called. Like there's so much here that's being built, and not just like tooling and projects, but like we have media, we have spaces that are just always ordinals. Like we're about to explode, and you guys are gonna be shocked by it, and you're gonna be wondering, should I sell? And I guarantee it. But
yeah.
Well, speaking of that, you want to give some price predictions for some stuff, or should we save that for the end?
Let's save it for the end because I think that's going to be fun because there's multiple different requests on that. So
yeah, cool. Let's go. And guys, if you guys want us to give price prediction on anything, let us know, because I kind of learned from last year that I wasn't bullish enough. This time, I'm gonna go the opposite. But yeah, let's do it. Jump into the first thing here. We have the Magic Eden wallet mobile app is officially live on iOS and Android, and we're celebrating a 100K prize pool. Midfest. This is a tweet from Magic Eden. Magic Eden had several tweets in the last 24 hours. We will get to the other one as well. But I downloaded this app this morning, and I can give you my review on it. So I think it's awesome. Obviously, if you send ETH to this wallet, you can swap it directly for Bitcoin. If you send Polygon Matic to this wallet, you can swap it for Bitcoin. So that was pretty cool. I no longer have to go to an exchange to swap the ETH anymore. I can do it right through the Magic Eden wallet. I know I can do that through the Magic Eden wallet on my PC, but this just makes it so sleek and easy. I did notice, though, you will still have to go to magiceden.io. Like, it's not like you can just, not how like OKX is where you can just like find stuff and buy it. You will still have to go to the internet thing and go to magiceden.io and then connect your wallet. So that's very similar to how Xverse is. So I'm guessing they're going to add more stuff later, but right now you can do direct swaps. You can sign on. You can see everything in your wallet, and then you have to go to the website, magiceden.io, and then you can do your buying and your selling.
Yeah, I think we're going to see more of this type of hybrid integration. And as much as some of these decentralized maxis might hate this. You just got to realize when it comes to business, right? They want to make it as convenient for the end user as possible. So I think that's what Magic Eden's doing with the swap, kind of what Ghosty's doing as well. And so this is going to be beneficial because it's going to make it more convenient. Now, if you don't want to use it because you are just only about decentralization, you don't have to, right? Because it's obvious that Magic Eden is kind of taking this centralized approach by being able to let you swap out different chain tokens with each other and all that stuff, and then interact with their platform, maybe if you want to in a decentralized way with your Bitcoin wallet or whatever you want. But at the end of the day, guys, like more options, in my opinion, I think that's better, right? Because then you get more mass adoption. Yes, you don't have to participate though if you are against centralization, but at least you have the option.
I completely agree.
Yep.
All right.
And I think there's another Magic Eden news headline too. That's pretty big. I put in there. I don't know if you saw about the ME token.
Yeah. We'll jump into that right now. I'll move that up on the banners here. Yep, ME token claim will be coming to the Magic Eden wallet. This is the best news since insert joke here. This is a tweet from those guys. We'll actually show this.
Well, I got it. Oh, you got it.
All right, cool. All right, so this is you got it.
Yeah, so you can see right here, Magic Eden posted this. So this this was something that I had kind of talked about a little bit on my X account. I was actually talking about the pre-market whales, and I found out that actually had stopped. They paused that. So I believe the diamond value got up to 7 cents on pre-market whales. They kind of scrapped that and said, hey, look, some people are trying to game the system. But it looks like Magic Eden came out and said, yep, the ME token claim will be coming. So that's great. Shizzy just read that. So this is pretty big. And if I were to fill this in, I would be lame and just do something that's like, this is the best news since sliced bread. That's horrible. I know. Womp womp. But
jump into the second part there.
Yeah, so it says right here, announcing ME token powering the #1 cross-chain dApps ecosystem, which they, that's not far-fetched for them to say that. And it says people should be able to trade fungibles and NFTs on any major chain, anytime, all in one place. First, ME will be adopted by Magic Eden, the largest BTC dApp, NFT platform, and Runes DEX. The ME claim will be in the Magic Eden wallet, available on iOS and Android. After claim, ME incentives will live in the wallet. Users and X-Chain Mobile, most dApps are not. dApps onboard users, and for a loan doesn't. The future of on-chain will be limitless and seamless for everyone. So this is interesting. So it says the claim will be in Magic Eden's wallet. So I wonder if we have to put our words into a Magic Eden wallet to claim this, because there's no way that they're not going to reward the diamonds. I mean, if they do go that route, that's going to upset a lot of people, including myself, because I have put in the work into, earning those by utilizing the platform. So is that what you're getting from it?
No. I just feel like the people that do open up this wallet and use it are going to get another claim. So I just think I don't think this claim is something that has to do with diamonds. I think obviously the diamonds are going to be a claim, but I think you're going to be able to claim that with any wallet and stuff like that. But the people who do download this wallet and start using it right now potentially could get another version of an airdrop or claim to the ME token. So guys, go download this wallet, iOS, Android. You can do it on your PC as well, and start playing with it, because I think I remember Chartfu put out a tweet a few weeks ago. It said the alpha is the Magic Eden wallet. Use it. So I don't know what that means, but they're going to reward people who use this wallet. So start using it now, even if it's just for basic stuff. Put your words in from Xverse, put your words in from Unisat, and just start messing around with this now. I think you guys will be rewarded. But I think it's going to be two separate rewards, two separate claims of the same ME token.
Yeah, I hope so, because I think a lot of people would be very disappointed if they didn't reward the OGs, right, that have put in the blood, sweat, and tears in this space. And we've already gotten kind of a give back from, Leonidas and the whole idea with runes. I would say that is the runes give back, in my opinion, where you got the rune stone and then the dog token. If you kept those, that was a huge first give back. Then you got the give back with the pizza token from Unisat on your usage of your Unisat wallet. So it only makes sense for Magic Eden to kind of come in and do their thing. And I do think that it should be, that's me being probably self-interest, but at the same time, why not? You know, that's what OGs are for, testing and getting wrecked and making some profits. So we'll see.
I agree. But yeah, I'm very bullish on this. So if you guys don't know your diamonds or where to see them at, I can just show you. They're right here. So these are gonna be rewarded, and like Yagobi said on Whale Stock Market, these are going for 7 cents. So this alone is like $13,000. If you guys have anywhere near this, and I'm sure some of you guys have way more than me, you guys are gonna be very, very happy. I think I did the math at 7 cents. I got like 300,000 diamonds, so I'll be getting close to 20 grand. I'll be very ecstatic if it's anywhere near that. But this actually might be one of the tokens that I hold. I think I'm bullish on Magic Eden. It's not my number one. I don't go anywhere else. I don't buy anywhere else. Like I don't, you know what I mean? Besides Fluid with the swap, I don't really use too many other platforms anymore. I don't really buy BRC20s.
Yeah. Well, let's think about it this way. Last cycle, who was the one that was the main stage for last cycle? What chain?
BNB.
Well, the main stage of last cycle. It was Ethereum for 2020. You know, the DeFi.
Yeah.
It was Ethereum. Okay, so then the marketplace that showcased Ethereum was what? OpenSea.
Yeah,
We know that.
Yeah.
Okay. So OpenSea took the market share for Ethereum's DeFi run last time. So if the narrative is Bitcoin ecosystem, Bitcoin DeFi this run, who's going to be the platform that takes the stage? It's going to be Magic Eden.
Yeah.
So it makes sense, because if you were to be an investor in OpenSea last year heading into that peak, probably felt pretty damn good about yourself. Same way, in my opinion, for Magic Eden. But here's the kicker. Not only are they the main platform provider of ordinals for a marketplace, but they are also that for Solana, which is the number 2 marketplace, in my opinion. Obviously, volume, Solana's high in terms of overall tokens and everything. But NFT wise, you know, so that I agree with you. I think the ME token could be one that is, hey, this was an airdrop. It looks really good in my wallet if you convert it to USDT or whatever. But let's maybe wait until this bull market gets a little nuts. I don't know.
Yeah. I might be sitting there like, you know, playing my hour strategy, an hour after claim, start buying some up, honestly. Even with the claim that I'm getting. But I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so earlier this morning, we seen the mempool get high AI, in the words of the great
Sam Sage.
Sam Sage. So what was your first opinion when you seen that? Because obviously we know why now, but I was feeling, oh crap, we're back, baby. But how are you feeling?
I definitely didn't think we were just back from some random, you know, a bunch of different projects. I knew something was up. I had to figure out what it was. You said that you got some information, and we did know that Babylon launched today with their staking, right? And so they're staking these Bitcoins supposedly on Bitcoin's native layer. Now, everybody was rushing because they were capping it at 1,000 Bitcoin that you're able to stake. And that's what pumped it up, we found out. And so very interesting, though. So it seems like a whales war is what happened.
Yeah. So we know that Babylon is they're going to have a token soon. They're going to have their own chain. They're going to be the Lido of Bitcoin, the way it looks right now. And they're going to be one of the top ones. So today they put out a thing saying, hey, at a certain time, at some point, or some block height, there's going to be, you know, you're allowed to put in 1,000 Bitcoin. That's a cap. So, and you're able to kind of put these into different validators. And what you're doing, you're not giving them your Bitcoin. You're using Bitcoin's script to kind of lock these for a certain amount of time. So you're basically locking your Bitcoin in your wallet. You cannot move it. So I think that is pretty awesome, right? Because it's you know, non-custodian, and you know, they capped it at 1,000. So you're going to be earning these tokens by locking your Bitcoin, and very safely, because only you can get that out of there. So I don't know what you think about this Babylon stuff and how it's on layer 1 for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't had layer 1 staking before, really, that was out of testnet. And so you had mentioned that this is probably going to create a kind of like a contagious building with this. This, like one of our partners is about to release this too with Fluid tokens, right? So this is going to be exciting, guys. It gives you, it allows you, if you're a project founder, whether it's a Runes token, BRC20, whatever you want, to say ordinals, it gives you the ability to have your community interact with you in terms of staking the asset for something in return, a reward, right? So that is one of the first steps of a true decentralized environment, a DeFi type of environment. And so the fact that it's here on layer one without adding opcat, without adding any other opcodes, CTV, any of those computational functionalities is amazing. But if you think about it, it is pretty simple functionality. We just, you know, a lot of these devs are getting used to working on UTXO chain. And that's a good thing about Fluid is that they came from Cardano.
Yeah, and you got to remember, Fluid's going to be doing this exact thing, right? So that is huge. So this is something that people are finally using. I mean, we could have used this the entire time, but we're using it now for sure. Because not only can you lock up Bitcoin, but you got to remember too, every ordinal is a Satoshi. So you're able to lock up that Satoshi. Every rune is a Satoshi. You're able to lock up that Satoshi. Every tap token, every BRC20. At the end of the day, they're all just Satoshis, right? So you're going to be able to do a lot of locking and stuff. And Babylon seems to be jumping the gun here and being the first one to actually put out something. So this is pretty cool. And the Babylon token is what a lot of people wanted. That's why you saw people paying, you know, $100 for a transaction to kind of make sure that they were one of the 1,000 Bitcoin that got in here.
Yeah. And I was talking to somebody that's in the space. He's been in the crypto space for a while, has had tremendous success previous cycles. And he said to me, the first one that gets this right, the, you know, Bitcoin staking correct, they're going to be a huge winner. And that's why I think a lot of these whales, and a lot of them are from, you know, from the East that are interested in this. If you remember from when this started, Babylon has been very particular, very meticulous in terms of getting things right on how to start this campaign. They utilized every Bitcoin layer 2 ecosystem chain, even the ones that aren't even having volume on there, to kind of be able to say, hey, look, you can stake your Bitcoin through Babylon system. And I think that they have a huge head start. And I think they're probably going to be the winner if they, as long as they don't mess up here. Right. So I think that's why a lot of these Chinese whales are super excited about getting the Babylon token, because in their mind, look, they've done everything right. They have a ton of liquidity right now. Right. And they want in early, and they're able to compete and stake, you know, 10 Bitcoin, 20 Bitcoin, 100 Bitcoin or whatever, while the regular new or normies, sorry, I should say, like us, you know, we don't have like 20 Bitcoin to throw at it or anything like that. So, but at the end of the day, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, because if something goes wrong, it could be catastrophic. So,
but I don't think anything could go wrong in this situation, because all you're doing is time locking your Bitcoin. So you don't need to use Babylon to unlock it. When it's unlocking, there is script, there's YouTube videos you can follow to watch like how to unlock it, right? So, or it might unlock itself. I'm not really too sure. So, well, but I just think
on Bitcoin it is time locked. So block height.
So block height, it'll just unlock, and it'll show up back in your wallet.
Correct.
And a lot of these wallets right now, if you did do this, I learned that it's going to show that your Bitcoin's missing, but these wallets can't read the stake stuff yet. So maybe I'm sure Xverse or something like that's going to add that eventually, where you're going to be able to see it, and it's going to show up as, you know, like a staked version of it, or say, hey, like this is what you have, but you can't touch it, type of situation. But that's another reason why your wallet's going to look like you sent it, but in reality, all you did was lock it inside that wallet to a certain block height, and you just wait to that block height, and you get your Bitcoin back.
Yeah, exactly. So the smart thing that they did was staking this on Bitcoin layer 1, right? Because everybody has hesitancy and of bridging Bitcoin to a layer 2 or a side chain right now. And so what they said was, hey, look, we'll solve that by just staking it on the time chain, the mother chain. And so you can see everything right then and there. So I think that was a very smart move by them. But we'll see how many people buy into this, and if there's any copycats, because usually if something works well, there's usually copycats that follow.
Yasher says many people got lost transaction fee on Babylon because it got overflown. Yeah, I mean that's the game we play. But it's not. I wouldn't say lost. I would just say you donated to the miners. That's at the end of the day, right? That's all it really is donation to the miners. So I don't know. If anything, you helped Bitcoin get better. You helped the miners stay in business. So I don't know. It's going to happen when you have. I can see right here that 8.5 Bitcoin is they've locked it in there, but they will not be getting the rewards. So
Yeah, that stinks. But hey, these are people that can play these Hunger Games.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
huge whales, so I wouldn't feel too bad for them.
No, not at all. Not even a little bit. My computer's acting funny today. So let's get into the next thing here. Let's go. What we have? What we have? So that was okay. So BRC20s borrowing and lending on Liquidium coming soon. So this is something that we heard about. I want to say like back in like January or February, BRC20 lending, and they couldn't do it. I think the transfer inscription kind of messed things up. Runes came out. They had Runes borrowing and lending in a month after Runes came out. BRC20, they're still coming soon. Just shows you how crappy the BRC20s are because of the transfer inscription, and that needs to change. They need to get to a UTXO model, and I'm hoping that that's what BRC20s 2.0 is eventually. But what do you think about this? Why do you think it took so long, and are you excited that it's finally here?
Yeah, I am excited, and I think I might be right about this multi-meta protocol ecosystem that we're going to be living in, right? I do think that they paused the integration of the BRC20s. Yes, could there have been technical issues? Most likely. But they also wanted to climb on the hype of the Runes ecosystem, in my opinion. And
Yeah.
they are a rune themselves, or they have a rune token. And so it just made sense to kind of do the runes first. I think that they realized that the BRC20s aren't going away, that Meta Protocol fungible token standard is here to stay. And so now they're saying, hey, look, we'll offer this as well. So yeah, that's my perspective on it. I'm happy though, because again, look, there's a lot of tribalism in our space, but at the end of the day, I think a lot of that tribalism will start to dissipate as we realize that, hey, we're all going to live next to each other in this space. And whenever people are making money left and right, they're not going to have too many things to complain about at that point, right? And especially the OGs. And so I think as we get further into this bull market, people are going to support other meta protocols a little bit more than they are right now, instead of acting so tribalistic in the space that we're in. But when the bear comes back around, believe you me, that will probably come right back.
I agree, 100%. Yeah, I don't see why you would. There's not a lot of volume with the BRC20, so I don't. If you need the money for a few weeks, I can definitely see you using this, but I don't know. I don't know why you would put through this too much. Maybe I think it will do well in Fractal, especially with the OpCat. So when you sign something, you don't have to wait for the other person to re-sign it. You already signed, so it'll make the borrowing and lending a lot more easier. And obviously the BRC20s are going to be FRC20s over there. And so we'll see how that goes, or how much different it is to get that up and implemented. So
yeah, no, I agree. I think we'll see multiple projects building on runes also, having a place on Fractal, just because it's easy to duplicate that over there. So
I agree. So speaking of Fractal, heads up, Fractal community, we've noticed some chatter about a so-called Fractal airdrop. Please be cautious. This is not official. So this makes me think that Fractal airdrop could be coming in the future. So as soon as I read that, I went and I started minting some more Ord Rev, our testnet token that we're just kind of messing around with. So it just kept minting some of that. So this is pretty cool. Do you think this is obviously they're telling people, hey, don't get caught up in this, but hey, this is not official. But could it be official later?
it could, but the fact
Yeah.
that they're coming out and saying not official, to me, maybe there's a little something that they're trying to figure out.
Yeah.
I don't think that they would psyop that, the reason why I think they would put this out was just in case they don't do it. And then they're
Yeah.
like, look, if we don't do it and they're pissed, the community is upset because we didn't deliver an airdrop. Well, we never officially said we did. So this is a good way to kind of reposition themselves into a better position to where they're not necessarily set up for failure.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, man, I'm thinking they will. I think it's kind of stupid not to reward the people who really helped you test and stuff like that. And it doesn't have to be the FB token, but it could be some type of ordinal. We saw Unisat do multiple ordinals already and gift them out to people who've previously tested. So Uniswap's not a company that doesn't reward. So I think we got a few of them as well. The Unisat ordinals, so like that. So I think they'll either come up with something like that. You were a fractal OG or something like that. I don't know. I think they're gonna get something. The FB token, I mean, 50% of the supply was pre-mined. So I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like our entire space has like had so many freebies, I feel like so far, but you had to have like put some skin in the game. So I really like that that's how it's been positioned, is kind of like a reward for the OGs. And I see that continuing, whether it's Fractal or another ecosystem. It's a way to kind of, number one, it's a way to get users. We know that for sure, right? So you can get users. The more holders you get, the more users. So it makes sense from that standpoint. But also, I think eventually it'll all calm down once the infrastructure is built out. We know what the ecosystem kind of looks like. So.
I agree. Moving along here, Odin Swap liquidity pools on mainnet launching soon. It's our boy Nikki from Ordzard. Shout out to Ordzard and shout out Odin Swap. 2 BTC of additional rewards during our 30-day campaign for liquidity providers. We will be announcing the first 2 of 7. So there will be 7 runes. Obviously, they're only doing runes over here for the liquidity pools. Obviously, we're probably going to know it's going to be Dog. It's probably going to be Arsic. Definitely Czar, right? That's their token and stuff like that. So I'm definitely bullish on this. Is it live now?
So I don't think it's live now, but I do have the post here. So you can see, I won't read the part that you read, but it says first 2 of 7 rune pairs launching today. So that's today, like today. Dog Go to the Moon BTC, and Arsic Genesis Rune BTC. So it looks like Arsic and Dog are the first 2 liquidity pairs that's going to be a part of this campaign. So, they are giving 2 BTC and bonus rewards on top of what you would normally would be earning with liquidity pools. But yeah, this is going to be interesting. Like we know a little bit of the perspective that Nakib gave us with why they're building this, and it was just to have a solution for degens. Really, yes, it is centralized, but he doesn't care. And he believes that degens won't care. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I don't give a crap. If I can go to your site and I can trust you, and I could swap, one rune for another rune, and I get the exact price that it is on Magic Eden, I don't care. Let's just say there's like, if you go to Magic Eden and if somebody did, one of those big ones, and you put 1 million up there at so many sats, and I'm able to go to one of these centralized places. I don't give a crap. I don't. Centralization to me, it's not a big deal. I mean, I used a centralized exchange this morning to get Bell coin, right? So I don't care. It'd be, I just want I just wanted the Bell coin. Like I didn't care if I got it centralized, decentralized. That stuff doesn't bother me. Do I want my Bitcoin to be decentralized? Hell yeah. I want to eventually go back into Bitcoin and keep that in my non-custodial wallet. Hell yeah, 100%. Self-sovereign individuals, I want to be, but to use centralized tooling, and that's all this really is just centralized tooling, I have no problem with it.
Yeah, that's a very interesting perspective because it made me think right away that like the assets that become less risky, you're wanting to self-custody for 100% everything that has to do with those.
Yes.
But the ones that are more risky but still have a chance for that 100x, 1000x, you're okay with the gamble of centralization because you're already gambling anyways with the damn asset.
Yeah. When I buy an asset like that, to me, it's zero. It's not until the day I convert that back to Bitcoin, it's zero. So if it goes to zero, or if I lose it in a centralized hack or something like that, then to me, it was already gone until it gets back to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the only thing that really matters in our ecosystem, and the goal is to get more sats. And if I lose that, it's probably 1% of my portfolio. I'm not going to go crazy. Nothing's really that high. If I lost it, then I'm going to cry my eyes out. But at the end of the day, the goal is to get more Satoshi. So it will be like, I'll say the F word real loud, but then I'll move on.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. That's kind of my perspective too. So that's why I think something like Odin Swap makes sense. Dot swap makes sense, and I think we're going to see some really cool things here in the next 6 months, right? And so, yep. That's super exciting for our guy Nakib. I can't wait to link up with him in Singapore when I'm there for Token 24, 2024. But yeah, so good things to come from that team.
100%. And my mouse seems to be dead here. So if you wouldn't mind going to the next banner,
yeah.
I might have to,
so speaking of centralized swaps, we have the 5-bit BRC20 tokens that are now supported by dot swap. So pizza is going to be added to the dot swap liquidity pools. With dot swap being what it is, and then we kind of we just talked about Odin swap. Do you feel like Odin swap is going to be another dot swap? Or do you feel there's going to be a difference here?
I think it's a little bit different because it's Nakib, and Nakib's our degen. I think dot swap's trying to be very professional, and I think Nakib's going to give you that insane APY, just doing insane stuff to really bring you to his decks or his he wants action. Exactly. He's going to be doing really cool stuff, promotions. He's probably going to do some stuff where it links with Ordzar into some ways, and I just feel like Nakib's going to bring that fun. He wants to bring fun to Odin swap, and I think that's going to be the only difference. Dot swap's going to be your legacy type of swap, right? Very professional Coinbase style trading, integration, slow, bringing the degen tokens on. While Nakib's going to bring, eventually probably going to bring the most degen coins he can find onto his swap. So I think that's going to be the only real difference.
Yeah. Well, what about this 5-bit ticker integration? Is this a big deal, or what do you think about that?
BRC20s to me don't matter. I want the FRC20s. I don't want no 4-digit tickers, no 5-digit tickers bytes. To me, I'm not going to be using that. I want the 6-digit tickers because that is the fractal. I want to mint for pennies on the dollar using fractal Bitcoin. I want those mints, those fresh mints.
So this doesn't basically entice you to use dot swap more?
Not really, no.
Okay, gotcha. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, pizza is really the only 5-bit ticker that's really got going, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that you have to think about it like that. Like, how much of a big change does this make, right? So yeah, pizza for sure. I think that's probably why they're going for this too, is to make sure that pizza's there. But yeah. All right. Did you want to hit on the top 10 runes, or
if you want to just hit that and then kind of hit my screen? There it is right here. So the top 10 runes based on holder count. Number one, me and you were kind of shocked by this when we heard this a while ago. 195,000 holders for uncommon goods. That absolutely insane. I mean, you got to see the next one's at 93. 100,000 more holders of uncommon goods. Is that not mind-blowing to you?
It is, and I didn't realize it until a couple of days ago when we were talking in Spaces. I think that was maybe like Monday or Sunday night, and it actually makes me think that uncommon goods is the play of the ecosystem, but not for the short term. It's going to be the play for the ecosystem for the next cycle, like leading into the next cycle. I mean, 195,000 right now. If there's people that like do this imaginary like math in their head, like as they're daydreaming about uncommon goods, and they're like, oh my god, 195,000. I'm talking about myself, by the way. 195,000 holders right now. How many holders are we going to have 4 years from now, right? And when you think about centralized exchanges, and what they want is they want holders, right? So they want to get into a project that has a lot of holders, a lot of popularity. Because why? Because that means that it won't die. I mean, like, imagine ×4. Let's say that like we're at close to 1 million holders. That's huge for uncommon goods, especially when it's not being super hyped up on like, you got to get uncommon goods. You got to go get uncommon goods. Uncommon goods is going to be this bull run's like huge hit, because they realize that like this is a time and patience thing. But it's a kind of under the, behind the covers type of play. So super bullish on it in the future.
And honestly, if I was building a project and people want a whitelist for it, I would tell them, hey, burn some uncommon goods. I would, because you're going after a community of 195,000 people, right? Or 195,000 wallets, just to be more honest, because it's probably closer to about 150 people to wallets, stuff like that. So potentially I think that if you're a project, ordinal project or whatever, I would definitely go after the uncommon goods. I would have them burn it, and I think that'd be genius.
Yeah, I mean that could work too, but I wouldn't even worry about the supply. I mean, think about this. So people are
No,
talking
I'm
about
not worried about the supply. I'm in
yeah,
that aspect. I'm kind of more about the
like
community. I mean, you get
interaction, like
195,000 wallets
oh,
that
100%.
you're giving the whitelist to potentially.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And also, but think about this. Some people came out and said uncommon goods is the next Sats. Not even close, in my opinion. I think it's
Yeah,
gonna trump uh, Sats big time. Because if you look at Sats from the time it when it finished minting
yeah,
out 2.1 quadrillion in supply. So that's all circulating. That's fine, right? It's not like it's like slowly being leaked out. That's all out there. But when you're talking about uncommon goods right now, there isn't a max supply, so it's going to go up until the next halving block. So around a couple of months short of 4 years or whatever. But there's only 19 million right now that's being minted out. That's minted out right now. So if let's just say like it gets aggressive, hyper aggressive, let's say we get to 500 million by then, right? Or let's say we get to 1 billion. That's so much less than what Sats has pushed out, right? And it has way more holders. It has way more holders. Well, I don't know about way more. Sats has a lot of holders, but it has
yeah.
more. I can say that. So does that get you excited? Because it seems like your face. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, a billion. That's a billion mints. Like, that's absolutely insane. Yeah, that would be absolutely insane. I don't think it gets that high. I think it gets to about 100 million, maybe 200 million at the most. A billion would be pretty nuts. But what I'm hoping for someone to take the ETH approach and try to like make it net negative to where more are being burned daily than minted. How amazing would that be, right? If someone can kind of create something to where, I don't know, maybe a gambling game where you're burning uncommon sats, and then eventually you win the big pile of Bitcoin or something like that. Or just I think we should figure out ways to create ways to burn this because it could get really fun. Because uncommon goods right now at 23 cents is so cheap, you wouldn't mind throwing one in to try to gamble it away at some point to win, maybe a full Bitcoin down the line or something like that. I don't know. I think people should create stuff around this because so many holders and the community's so big, and it could get really fun.
Yeah, I know that there's probably projects on the outside trying to think of ways like you're thinking right now of how can I tap into a community that has
Yes.
195,000 people in it, right?
Yes.
But you also have to understand there's other meme coins that have 1 million holders, right? So like this is something that can,
Yeah.
it could, in my opinion, it could supersede that amount. Depends. Once it starts to get really ramped up and how people figure out how to mint it and stuff like that. Let's say we're in the year of the next halving block of 4 years from now. That's going to be leading up into the bull market of next cycle. So people are going to be excited about this token. And so, I think Coach Cash Cat said it's the history with the uncommon goods for me. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%. I think Casey set this up intentionally because he knew that this is going to be a long play and it's Rune 0, right? So
Yeah. 100%. And my mouse is back. It decided to start working again, so that's pretty cool.
nice.
Got to get into the next banner here for getting this Q&A. This is the last one, guys. Then we'll get into your question. Put your questions in the chat, guys. We will answer every question, every prediction, everything. Put it in the chat, and we'll get to it in a second. But I saw this Fractal 420. Well, what will happen to 420 protocol on Fractal? So someone is creating, we're going to fork Jeff's BRC 420 on Fractal, and I'm going to call it FRC 420. Could get fun, could get exciting. What's your opinion on this? Do you think this is needed, or do you think this is just stupid?
I think it's interesting, right? Because if you can bridge 420s to Fractal, then this is interoperable. This is the same as the BRC 420s on Bitcoin's native layer, as the same as BRC 420s that will be in the other Bitcoin sidechains, the EVM ones. Obviously, not the exact same asset, a synthetic version, but one-to-one when you bridge forward and backwards. So this could extend that interoperability idea for BRC 420s, which would be really, really cool. So we'll have to see, right? I think BRC 420s have they need to bounce back. They need something to kind of get that going. There's some different things that are happening, whether it's on Merlin chain, whether it's on native Bitcoin layer, and now we see Fractal. So yeah, this is a good move in my opinion, but it's not guaranteed that it's going to be successful.
Well, we do know what happened with the blue box, and they had their first token looking like it's going to be an orange box, and it's going to be a fair mint. So I'm thinking more of the lines of making money, and I want to be in this mint. I want to be in the next mint and the next one. Maybe not the fourth one or the fifth one, but definitely the top three. I'm thinking this could get really fun. I'm thinking you could do experimental stuff over there with the 420s that you can't really do on Bitcoin because, potentially an OpCat and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to this. Guys, we need to be prepared for a lot of things on Fractal and not just FRC20s. You're going to have a lot of opportunity, and if you're going to need to be, really into it. If you guys are working, I would definitely take a vacation week, the week the Fractal launches, so that way you can have your head in the game, because there's going to be things like Fractal 420. There's going to be things like Fractal runes, like FRC20s and stuff like that you're going to want to get into super early. Because these all could really explode, and I don't think it's going to go to 18, like the orange box is going to go to $18,000 like the blue box did, or way higher. But I think you can make a few $1,000s off each mint potentially.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be opportunities there. We know that. Whether you have haters or lovers of Fractal, every time there's a new ecosystem that comes out, there's going to be opportunities. Merlin chain opportunities where Voya, probably not staking as much in the seal and selling whenever those things popped up, right? So there's opportunities in every new innovation that has some substance to it. So same things for Fractal too.
100%. All right, guys, time to get into your comments. I've been excited for this because I know you guys are out there kind of putting out comments and stuff like that. So Yago, let's take it in, bro.
All right, let's go. All right, so the first question comes from our guy Yasher. It says, "When BitPerp testnet?" So Yasher, we were in a meeting with those guys yesterday, and they are planning for this paper trade competition, right? So we want to get you guys prepared for this, right? So what they were saying is they're thinking of a time frame with kind of like a little bit extended past the first week of September. We don't want to give the date exactly because it's not 100% confirmed yet, but just think around that time frame, right? So we'll get you guys as much information as possible, but it's going to be fun, and we're going to do some interactive stuff with you guys. We're going to be participating in that paper trading competition. The prizes, there's going to be prizes that have to do with passes and other things. So they're going to make this competitive. So it should be very, very fun.
Yeah, I'm not playing to lose. I'll tell you that. I'm playing to win. I'm going to try to win that. I'm going to kill it. I'm going to be all up in all types of YouTubers chats, like, hey, what should I take along on and stuff like that. I'm playing to win this, guys. So definitely looking forward to the BitPerp testnet.
Yep. Should be fun and interesting. Yasher also follows up with, when Fluid token airdrop. Did you want to get into that a little bit?
Let's save that for tomorrow, for Fluid Friday. I think that would be better. But it's soon, Yasher. We'll let you know the full details tomorrow. We just want to make sure that we got everything correct.
Yep. And then he says, Yagobi t-shirt is for playing golf. Yes, it is. I'm not good at golf. Nowhere near a scratch golfer, but I do like playing it from time to time. And then John follows up and says, lots of failed rune projects now trying to jump on the Fractal bandwagon. What do you think about this statement?
Yeah. I mean, right? I mean, that's what they're going to have to do. Like, you got to think, though, a lot of these failed projects, and I'd love for John to name one, because I want to get him a little bit specific. But I mean, you can go somewhere where it's friendly towards your building, right? You can go somewhere where you have OpCat, where you potentially have Op TV, right?
Which one?
OpNet TV no, it's like Op TV. It's an opcode that they're trying to push in.
CTV.
OpCTV. So you're gonna have, and potentially some other ops as well. You're probably gonna be very happy. And think about it this way, as more of a test net. a lot of these failed projects, they failed because we don't have smart contracts. They're trying to figure out ways, and they come up with a way, and they put out this token for funding, and they fail. But I think on fractal Bitcoin, you're going to be able to do a lot more stuff, and the miners are going to be a lot open to adding more stuff, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. But at the end of the day, it's not real Bitcoin, but we can see it as a way to get ready for when all that stuff does come to Bitcoin, because we both think that a lot of the app codes are going to eventually come to Bitcoin.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see when that happens. I think, look, people probably never thought Taproot would get added, SegWit and Taproot, and they did, right? So I think it's a matter of time. When will that happen? Who knows? The one thing that we do know that they're not going to sacrifice security, so I think speed will remain the same, but that's okay. You don't necessarily need it for every single thing. I don't see us having those crazy decentralized type of super degen swap stuff on Bitcoin's native layer. But
I agree.
All right. Let's get into the next thing. All right. Trait has been waiting for a long time for this. He says, Shizzy, please, dog price prediction.
All right. Give me 1 second. I just want to look at one more thing here. I do have a price prediction for you. I just want to make sure it's not insane. Okay. So I'm gonna say price prediction for dog. I'm gonna say about 15 cents.
15 cents. Where does that put the?
So
market?
that's because dog is there's I think 1 billion dog, if I'm correct. So that puts it at around. What's that?
Well, let me find the market cap for you.
Yeah.
Can you find the total supply?
I think it's 1 billion.
Well, let's see here.
Let me find it.
Runes,
Oh, it's 100. It's 100 billion?
It is not in here. What the heck? Let me go.
Yeah, I'm looking at it too. It was just here. Total supply. Oh, 100 billion. 100 billion. Okay, so that's why 15 cents.
100 billion. And then 15 cents.
So $1 would put it at $100 billion market cap. 50 cents would
15 billion.
Was it
$15 billion market
so
cap?
I think about $15 billion market cap. Yeah, is where I think.
Wow. Woo! So that's the all-time high there. And that is financial advice from. No, I'm just kidding. Not financial advice from Shizzy.
So 15 cents. Would probably be 15 cents.
He also thinks Bitcoin's going to 6 million this cycle. No, I'm just kidding.
No, that's next cycle.
I know, I'm just messing. This is a weird question, Yasher. Does BlackRock accept adopting? I don't know what this means. I promise.
Let's not get into that one.
I was like, what is that about? Let's see here. No Limit Dude says, why are Bitcoin fees so high? We went over this earlier. I'm pretty sure that you saw, but the Babylon BTC staking that the whales were fighting over caused that to jump up. Is it back to normal now, by the way?
Yes, we're normal.
Yes, 3 sats. It went from 700 sats per VByte to 3 sats per VByte. So that's crazy.
Very quickly.
Yep. Claudio says, who minted Nook? What do you guys think about the bells inscriptions? It's hard to get some bells right now without any centralized exchange. So there's a couple questions in here. The first one is Nook. I'm not sure what that is.
Nook is the Ordi of Bell. It was the first inscription, the first Bell 20, as they're calling it. I can't find a marketplace. I'm still one day into my my Bell research, and there's no marketplace yet. I know Nintendo is creating a marketplace, but it's not up yet. People did tell me that crypto wallet or Ordinal's wallet has some stuff there, but I cannot find the tokens if they do. I've been looking, searching, I cannot find it. So I would love to get some Nook. If you want to sell it to me, I'll send you some Bell. But I'm looking for some Nook. But I love the name of it. It's pretty cool.
What do you think about Bell's inscription? So you said that you had a little bit of a gut feeling on the Bell's ecosystem. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I just see a lot of builders. I see a lot of people that are very excited for it. I feel like we can be early to this because, like I said, Nintendo is going to be probably one of the first Bell's marketplaces, and they're building, and a lot of people are bullish on it. Their site looks phenomenal. Their UI looks really good. So, and their wallet's nice. So yeah, I just want to be ready for it. Francis got me bullish on it yesterday. I watched his video and I was like, you know what, this could potentially do something. And I'm a Doge hater, so I want this to surpass Doge. I want this to be higher than Doge. And right now, being a $35-40 million market cap, I mean, why couldn't this get to 100 million, right? Why couldn't this get to $1 billion market cap? And getting in at $1, I mean, to get to that point, you could see Bell at like $600 by the end of the cycle. So to me, you know, for every one I buy, potentially could be 500 to 600 Bell later, or $600 later. So I don't know. I'm playing the game here. It's definitely a gamble, but see what happens. But yeah, I do definitely want to get into the ecosystem. I want to get some Nook and some other B20s, and potentially see maybe get some Brunes on there, some Bell Runes, and what else? You know, who knows what else next? But you got to remember, Bell is very similar to Fractal. I mean, they're both just Bitcoin forks. Bell has Taproot when Doge does not. Bell has SegWit when I don't think Doge does not. So I know they're saying they're going to put OpCat in there and potentially other opcodes as well. So you could see Bell, you know, kind of being very similar to what Fractal is. I mean, they're already doing the merge mining. So I'm excited.
Yeah. So I wonder why Doge core devs, and please don't bring up his name, but I wonder why they haven't added these additions to Doge chain, because I feel like the opportunity would be there, and that would in turn increase Doge's price too, right? Because you have to utilize Doge to be able to buy these DRC20s, these Doginals. It seems like what Bells is doing now, Doge should have done like 8 months ago.
The problem is the people that are controlling it are like the same kind of people that are controlling Bitcoin. They don't want anything to happen. Let's just say Bells puts something in, or Fractal puts something in that torches the chain. It ruins it. For it to happen to Fractal or to happen to Bell, it's not a big deal. Doge is billions of dollars. There's pretty big investors who are in Doge for the long term and have been in long term, and they don't want to piss anyone off. And could you imagine how bad that would look on CNBC, on all these big things? Oh, Doge, it had a flaw, it's being hacked, or the let's just say that someone jacked up the amount of Doge that's happening, it's being inflated like no other, or who knows what actually could happen if you put the wrong code in there, and then it's just too big. You can't really make those changes.
Are you telling me that it's riskier to change and update the Doge chain than it is to do it for Bitcoin, though? Because this has happened over here.
So, but that's the thing. So that I think they're just afraid to make these changes. To add SegWit and Taproot and stuff like that, yeah, you can probably get away with that type of stuff. I don't know why they really added that stuff, but like I just think they just don't want to add anything right now, because it's exactly what they want it to be. It's just a meme coin.
So that's the thing that I'm thinking of. Well, more on the lines I'm thinking is that they don't have the support. So, you know, if they had more core devs to actually make sure that these updates and upgrades would, you know, be securely done and all this stuff, you know, then they would probably have done it. But maybe there's just not that big of an organization on Doge, and there's not support for it, right? And what incentives do they have for this, right? So, you know, I think it's different in terms of like the Doge miner communities versus like Bitcoin miner communities, right? So yeah. Anyways, getting back to Bells, I think the Bells coin itself is one of the big plays of the cycle, because it went from 32 million a couple weeks ago market cap to now I think it's surpassed 100 million.
No. It's at 35 million. 30.
Okay, so where did it jump and double? Was it at 15 million not long ago then?
So yeah, so right now it's at $1.08. Okay. About, I want to say, let me jump to the monthly here. So in August, the first day of August, it was 35 cents, and today is $1.08. So, and right now the market cap right now is 43 million. So we're talking about probably like $18 million in July.
Okay. So okay. So it has increased. So that means that there's
even 100%.
Upside.
Yeah.
That means that there's even more upside for this token. Okay. So yeah, so I still do think it's like one of the big plays of this cycle. As long as this momentum keeps going. And then also this could bring in the conversation of like multiple UTXO style chains just being
Yeah.
contagious of this building out these inscription ecosystems. So
100%.
all right, moving on here. Claudio says Pepe surpassed the moon. What about this? And any more info on this? So I did look this up. It looks like a kind of new type of token. It looks like there's so it's $3.4 billion market cap. That can't be real. There's no way that's real. So it looks like 3.4 billion market cap with 901 holders with 10 trillion. It seems like one of those new tokens, remember, that would launch and then the market caps would be sky high because they pre-mined or something happened or they bought some and no one's selling them. So that's what I see for this. So I'll be careful, Claudio, on this. Do some research. Maybe it's a good one to look into. But for me, right off the bat, I see some flags.
100%. I agree.
All right. Samawat says, what role does the Key of Destiny going to play in Fractal Bitcoin Fair Launch Free Mint? Key of Destiny. So that is the Uniworlds. Yeah. Do you know?
Yeah. So this is a key from Uniworlds. It's not going to play much of a role in Fractal. I think it's just going to be their their layer of games, their gaming layer and stuff like that. They're going to be adding Fractal, and they're going to be able to go to like ATMs and stuff and buy and sell Fractal tokens. So I don't think this has a big deal with the actual blockchain itself, but the game I think is now being built around the blockchain.
Yeah, I think it's gonna. I think Uniworlds, in my opinion, is that they're going to have a big role over here once Fractal is out. But hey, look, there's a lot of people that we know that rolled the dice on it. So we'll see.
Yeah.
All right. What's next here? All right, here, Mr. Sheedy, I love this one. It says price prediction for Liquidium token, say January 1st, 2025. I think that's a little too early to maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
So right now it's at about 20 cents. I think it's gonna be around $2 to $3 by January, and I could see this closer to about $26 to $30 at peak. So I hold a big bag of this, and I'm going to continue to hold it. But yeah, I'm very bullish on this. I think this can hit $25 to $30.
Yeah, I'm on the to where I think it could get to a $500 million market cap pretty easily. And so if let's see, so we're looking at about 25 times where it's at right now. Yeah, I think that this can get more on the lines of maybe between $5 and $10. But who knows, right? Obviously, this is speculation. But I do think here's one of the reasons why I think it's going to do well, though. There's no secret this is VC backed in terms of raising funds, but it played out the opposite of usually how a VC investment works, to where the VCs got wrecked because they were expecting a short-term turnaround, right? Yeah. And I think that you can't expect that before we get into this market, this bull run, right? And so because of that, I think that the VCs are going to really try to push this up in terms of once the momentum's there, right? So I think you have in a more of a rarer situation with VCs involved. I actually think the VCs actually help push the price of this and the market cap up. And I think whenever you're going up now, I will say this is a token that me personally would say, when you're in a good spot that you want to be in, not overly greedy. For me personally, I'm taking my profits on this, as we're going up, not saying that it would crash down big time. They have a pretty legit business model here in terms of borrowing and lending. They're incorporating multiple different meta protocols and asset classes in our ecosystem. So, but I don't know. What do you think? Do you think I'm overthinking that and taking profit? Okay.
I mean, it's hard to say because I always say I'm not going to take profit on something, and then I just wake up one morning and I don't want to lose the $10,000 that I just made, right? So it's I play everything day to day. So to say it's hard. You have to do what's best for you, but you got to think too. It's all right, can this do another 10x? And if it can't, you have to think about maybe taking that and putting in something that can. So if you take everything day to day, and maybe there's an asset that you don't have the funds to get into that you want to get into, maybe take profit on something that's up and do that. But you have to be okay with the results of potentially going up another 10x and what they weren't expecting.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a good perspective there. Claudio says Aletheus Agora is at the boiling point. No, I think we
this could
are.
pop, dude.
Yeah, well, yeah. If that's what you're getting at, then I do agree with you. But I was going to say, I think
that's what he means.
There's a lot of runway with this, guys, and little birdies are chirping that these guys are having meetings with scaling solutions. So, look, we met this team at Bitcoin Nashville, young, smart developers, by the way, and we're gonna have an episode coming up. We're recording it on Friday for this team, so it should be released over the weekend. So stay tuned to that. I'm bullish on these guys. Look, their only competition in our space just came out and said that they're not building a predictions market anymore. So that clears the way for Aletheus Agora to be the first predictions market. That's, by the way, operable right now. Yes, there's manual parts of it. It's centralized for the most part right now, but that's why they're meeting for these type of things, right? So I'm super bullish on it. We'll get deeper into it in our members video because there's a lot more details that we'll get into. So if you're watching on YouTube, we do have a membership program. It's very affordable in my opinion for what you get for it. So you can join, and we do weekly members videos. And when things get crazy, we do multiple members videos a week. So yeah. What about your thoughts on Aletheus?
Yeah, I think he means by this is boiling point, and what that usually means is when something starts to boil, it eventually pops, right? It explodes, and I think we're gonna get to that point soon. I think let's give a price prediction on Agora. Right now it's at $1 million, like a little bit over $1 million market cap. I think this can get to $20 million. Yeah, I think it's getting to 20 million. I think it's 20x from here, which would put that around
conservative. Yeah, I mean, because think about once they have scaling solutions in different ecos, multiple, and then Opcat comes here, and you don't need the speed for a predictions market, right? As long as they can timestamp what your selection was, then you're golden, and you can do that with PSBTs and stuff, right? So once Opcat comes, it becomes decentralized. You don't need the centralized, manual part. So they'll have native Bitcoin predictions market. They'll be dominating, and then you have, and who knows, maybe it's a Bitcoin layer 2, also with an extension of sidechain or whatever. But look, I feel like they have a huge opportunity here. So I think 20 million to me is small. I think yes, predictions market is just a narrative that's becoming more popular because of Polymarket, but I think 100 to 200 million is not out of the question if they keep hitting the stride of momentum.
Yeah, I mean, right now a 20x would put it at $140 each. So if you're basically saying 100x, so that's pretty insane. That's gonna put it at what's that, $700 a piece?
Well, you got to remember,
$1,100 a piece. $1,100.
Well, look at their total supply, right? So they have 111,000. 111 is the total supply tokens. That's tiny. If you look at some of these projects that were just based off complete hype and speculation last cycle in the EVM ecosystem, something like this would go to $5,000-$10,000 per token, right? So you got to think about, do I think we're going to have the same type of bull run as last time? Well, right off the top of my head, probably not as aggressive because not as much circulating cash in the world with the stimulus. But if let's just say speculatively that the Republican side wins, then you got tons of pro Bitcoin and crypto people in the government. So it could really make it a crazy bull run. You never know.
100%.
Right. Let's see. Oh, here's a good question. Do you think 4-year cycle is actually the main cycle here? I do think that cycles will accelerate. We will feel smaller and smaller waves in the future instead of one big 4-year. I actually agree with this almost 100%. But not for this cycle because yes, the change came in when TradFi came in, but I still feel like that change came in the halving year in the beginning, so it kind of threw the price off for that. But I do think we still have that 4-year cycle this time. Maybe next cycle we'll start to see it, but I agree. Like it's kind of like the stabilization of gold, right? Eventually, Bitcoin will get stabilized, even while it hits higher price points. What do you think?
I think it'll always have its peak and its trough. I think we're always going to have this. You might be right. It might not be like straight up anymore. It might take an entire 16, 18 months of just straight like upward momentum with dips in between, and not like a giant peak, giant trough, giant peak, and then sideways in between, right? So I think we're definitely going to the 4-year cycle is definitely going to remain forever. And I think that's because of the election cycle. I don't think that having as much to do as much as a new potentially president coming in and then just spending a lot of money because he has a lot of things, a lot of promises to take in. And I think that's why we kind of see the year after really kind of push, because the money printer goes nuts. Until the money printer is no longer able to print money and we're on a Bitcoin standard, then I think we will have these 4-year cycles and these giant peaks and these giant troughs for a long time.
Yeah, isn't it interesting that the halving year is always on the election year?
Satoshi's a smart man.
Or no, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. All right, great questions, guys. The Culture Watch came in and said, or this is a question. He says, can't sell on Whale Watch anymore. So, yeah, I do believe that was stalled. So the Magic Eden diamonds, I don't believe that market is no longer available on the pre-market Whale Watch. It did get to 7 cents, and then after that, no more is my understanding. But we'll see. I'm just excited about them doing an airdrop in general.
Yeah. I hear you.
All right. Ola Art says, if the jobs market is horrendously bad, that means recession ahead and inflation could get out of control. What are your thoughts on that? Because yes, this has been like an idea that's gone in and out of our heads because we're getting misinformation early on thinking we're okay. Now we're getting correct information stating that we're not doing okay. Whether the economy is good or not, how much does that affect Bitcoin?
So, well, I answer your question first, and the economy is 100%. If the economy gives a crap, Bitcoin drops down as well. But this is the first time in history where we're in this type of cycle, and the Fed has 5 bullets of inflation rates that he can drop. So, and what that does is that brings liquidity into markets. And what that does is that creates jobs, because now these big businesses are able to take out cheap loans and grow their businesses, right? So they're thinking of us, okay, if I take this loan out at 2%, all I got to do is make 3% and I can make money on that loan. So, and they're going to be expanding their businesses. And what that does, it creates construction jobs, plumbing jobs. That creates a mountain of jobs, right? Or let's just say a factory that makes something wants to, their supply and demand isn't there and they're able to make more, but they just can't do it in their current facility. That allows them to go out and borrow at through 2-3%, and they'll buy a new building and create more jobs because that building is bigger and you're able to put more machines in it and stuff like that. So the lower the interest rate, the more money you're able to take out, the more jobs that creates. So by the Fed having these 5 bullets in their gun that we call inflation rates, they could really start opening up the economy very quickly, because that's fast money that comes in, and that money will immediately get pushed out because these big companies know they only have a few years every year. They got to pay that percentage. So they're going to want to get these facilities and this new money to work as soon as possible. And what that's going to do is that's going to create jobs. So the Fed has an opportunity to create millions of jobs very quickly.
So with the Fed not getting the correct information with unemployment rates and whatnot, do you think they expedite this process by using those bullets?
Big time. I think we're going to see a half a point in September, half a point in October, and potentially another half a point by the end of the year. I think we get down in between 3 and 4 this year, and I can see us getting all the way down to almost 2 next year if the jobs numbers doesn't get back. They're not going to be worried about inflation anymore. They're going to be more worried about the jobs numbers because they do not want to get GDP to drop. If GDP drops for 2 straight quarters, then that becomes a recession, and that's something that they're going to avoid. And I think someone like the potential President Trump or whatever, if he comes in. He does not want to see too negative. They're gonna create as many jobs as they possibly can.
Yeah. So this misinformation and misreporting has actually put the current administration in the worst possible situation, because now they don't have those numbers that they were reporting before to kind of fall back on this current good economy that we've been going through the past 6 to 12 months. But it also doesn't give them credit once the Fed ramps up these bullets, because the Fed is doing this to make up for like this misreporting, right? So it's almost kind of like a lose-lose for the current administration for kind of putting up these numbers.
I disagree, because now they got inflation down at 2.9. If you would have dropped rates sooner, you might be in the 3s right now. They want to see it in the 2s very badly, and I think this information was hidden purposely by the Fed and by the administration to get inflation back in now, so they can say they solved inflation, because they did.
Yeah, but I would say that would be really stupid unless you're saying this as from their perspective of not getting caught.
They weren't supposed to get caught. Yeah.
Okay, so that's what you're saying. Okay, so that's what you're saying. Okay, so now that they've gotten caught, though, I'm saying that they're in a horrible situation, right? Because it's kind
now
of
they're going to make you feel very rich.
They're lose-lose. They can't get any credit, is my point, basically, at this point.
Well, if the economy is if the economy is doing outstanding, if jobs come back in by November 7th, then I think it changes everything, because everyone's going to feel very rich.
That's with like the Fed making these urgent changes due to mistakes.
But nobody remembers months ago. They only remember last week.
But smart people will bring that up, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Well, it's a good thing. There's a lot of stupid people in this country that.
Well, I'm not talking about citizens. I'm talking about more on the lines of like people that are in this
donators.
So, yeah, exactly. Like that, All right, cool. That was a good little back and forth there. So let's see here. Alpha Gamer says people are complaining about transaction fees at 20 sats per VByte with Babylon staking launching, while we saw it go to 600 sats per. I think Alpha Gamer, I think you missed the start of that though, because they started off at like 600 to 700 sats per VByte, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so.
It got up to 1,000. There was one block with 1,500.
Yep. Yasher says, I forgot, how many BRC20 swap applications do we have right now? So let's think about layer 1 here. We have dot swap, and we have now Odin swap.
Odin swap's not doing BRC20s.
Okay, dot swap I think did though initially.
Yeah,
initially. Yeah. So just the one I think right now.
Yeah, it's only dot swap. I forgot about dot swap, but yeah, so there's one.
Yep.
While Runes has potentially 4 or 5. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Mike's World says, hey, can we import our Unisat wallet into Magic Eden wallets? I always felt sketch doing that, so want to make sure.
Yeah, you have nothing to worry about. Just try it. You're able, I think on the Magic Eden wallet, you're able to change it from SegWit to Taproot. So you might not see anything in there, but you will have 2 separate wallet addresses, and you send it from one to the other. I don't think you have anything to worry about. And even if you do put your words in there, you can always delete the wallet, and then you're fine. So I wouldn't be worried if I was you at all. You put your words in, and if you don't see it there, then you can just send that Bitcoin to that different wallet, SegWit or Taproot.
Yep. All right, let's see here. Yasher's asking, is the Botonics chain is a layer 2 of Ethereum? So it's a Bitcoin layer 2 that uses EVM technology, is my understanding. We had a meeting yesterday with a chain that's looking to come into the space, and there's a lot of technology that are behind the scenes with these chains that once we are able to talk about, we're going to break down for you guys. So even if some of these are like Ethereum based with EVM, they're here to try to support and scale out these Bitcoin layer 1 assets. So that's the process there. We got 209 people in here. A little bit slower day, but great questions for sure that's been put in the chat here. Let's see here. Alpha Gamer says, which one is better though? Aletheus Agora versus Byzantine General. So unfortunately, Byzantine General, yeah, they stopped building. So
a moment of silence for Byzantine General.
Yep. Byzantine General.
Dead. But there is a new one in town. It's called Bet. It's what is it?
BTC.
Bet BTC. So that'll be the other one that comes out and beats Agora's rival right now. But Agora won. Agora won. They beat out their former company, I guess you could say, being Byzantine General. So congratulations to them.
Yep. All right, Thiago Cyprian. Sorry if I massacred your name there, but he's asking, what will be the crypto punks of Bitcoin? We've had this conversation for so long, but go ahead. What do you think?
No, it's obviously Node Monks, right? Node Monks will be the number one there, because you got to remember in here over in Bitcoin, inscription number matters. So if you go to the inscription number, they were sub 100,000. There's some above there, but most of them are under. But so that's a big deal. I mean, 100. We're at 76 million inscriptions, and that was below 100,000. So that they will always be the most sought after collection in my eyes because of the inscription number. But you got some stuff like puppets that you can definitely argue that could be some, or OMB. So I don't think we're gonna have that one collection to rule them all like they have over in ETH. I think we're gonna have. I think we have 4 collections. We have Node Monkeys, puppets, OMB, and what's the other one? Why am I skipping on this? It's you can say frogs. Yeah, you can say frogs.
Well, there was multiple over there too. So you had the punks, you had
but the punks were just so far above everyone else. Like the punks
weren't the Bored Apes? Didn't they catch up?
Not really. The punks were just so far up. Yeah, they were no in price range. I mean, it was no different. It was like $600,000 for a punk.
So I would say Node Monks in my opinion because of that. But here's another thing. I was listening into the Ordinal show yesterday, and Chad Masters from OpNet was in there, and they were talking about how once smart contracts do become alive on Bitcoin, that there's going to be a push probably for NFTs or digital artifacts to use IPFS links, right? And so if that happens, if that becomes like a standard down the line, then you're looking at a lot of these collections doing very well, because the ones that were on chain with Ethereum are CryptoPunks, which obviously they're the first, right? But and I think Pudgy Penguins also were on chain. So on chain will matter for another layer of value. But I think Ordinals will continually do their thing. If anybody comes in and tries to do the IPFS style of NFTs, it's going to be another protocol that tries to set that new standard.
I agree.
So, and that is it, guys. We appreciate each and every one of you guys. Over 200 people in here today on a Thursday, a little bit slower Thursday, but hey, you guys showed up, put some great questions in the chat. And once you get a chance, guys, go check out our partners for us. BitPerp is a premium perpetual DEX that's going to be launching on Botonics in Q4. They do have the paper trade competition that's going to be coming out soon, and you can win things like the BitPerp Pass and other rewards as well. So make sure you're checking them out. And then Ordinal Hive, which is another partner of ours, they are doing something similar to what Blur did, but for Bitcoin. They're going to be the essential trading, sniping, and for advanced traders tool platform. They have scaled to Merlin chain, so you can go to their website beta.ordinalhive.io and you can earn points there, and those points will be able to transition to something else down the road. Also, Fluid Tokens, guys, that is our partner that builds on Bitcoin's native layer. They have the only decentralized runes DEX that utilizes limit buy and sell orders as liquidity. They're going to have staking here soon. We're going to be able to do some examples for you guys. We don't want to say the collections yet, but it's very exciting. And then finally, Verothium DEX, which is focusing right now on BRC 420 single staking on Merlin chain. So if you have, I don't know, a blue wand or a Dragon Ball or a blue box, you'll be able to single stake that and earn the VDEX gas token, which is the governance token for the decks there. So just if you could check them out when you get a chance, and we appreciate it.
100%. And guys, if you guys wouldn't mind going over to check out ordinalrevolution.com, we have some of the best articles that could ever be found, dating all the way back to last year. If you know someone new just entering Ordinal space and they want to get caught up, send them our website. We think it could really help them, and we're going to keep putting up new articles every month. So guys, check, and if you guys don't mind as well, check out our store. You get the store tab up here. It'll take you to this amazing site where we have some of the best clothing that you can find, Ordinal stuff, swag it up, guys. If you go to a Bitcoin conference, make sure you guys are rocking some of the best gear that you could find. So, and if you get kids going back to school like mine does, my kids are going to hate their school bags this year because they're Ordinal Revolution school bags. So, but guys, piss your kids off, get them an Ordinal Revolution school bag. It'll be lovely. Just kidding around. But thank you, guys. We're live Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific, and 4 p.m. UTC. Check us out all week, guys. We are here, and we appreciate every single comment, every single like. I appreciate you guys so much tuning in. You guys, man, are our family now. Here every single day. Reziak, Kai Effect, SPI. So many of you guys, yeah, sure, AOD, all you guys, man. You guys mean so much to us, and we just want to thank you every single day. And on that note, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Peace.
We OG, oh no, G. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload, yeah. Experts on reload, yeah. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock, ayy. Runes is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro. Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, like it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nuki on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me.